I'm going to change the injectors on my Chrysler Voyager 2007 CRD, and the same should apply for all models from 2001 to the beginning of 2008 of the same shape. Now there's a lot of talk, and everyone says, oh, it's impossible, you cannot do this job, it's seized, it won't budge, it won't move, it won't come out. But I've done it at home, and I'm going to show you exactly what I used, and also I'll go to the car and show you how to do it. So if you're working in a garage, switch off now, because this method is not going to suit you. If you've got like a customer, if you're doing it at home yourself, then carry on watching. So the first thing to do is to get some of this stuff or anything equivalent to it, WD-40, and I applied the WD-40 to the injector. So basically I took the cover off, the cover comes off, the engine cover comes off with 10 millimeters, there's 3 screws, take the cover engine off, and I just put it in the shed, and then over a week every day I'd spray some of the WD-40. So I used, I think, a can and nearly a half of the WD-40. So I'd spray it in the morning, then drive the car to work, and then on my break spray it again, come back from work, spray it again. And I kept spraying round the injectors every day for about a week. And obviously all conditions, when the car is cold, when the car is hot, whatever, I just kept spraying. Then I've already changed injector number 1, because I previously did a leak test and injector number 1 was way off the other 3, so I thought I'd start with 1. I bought some injectors off eBay. I'm planning to replace my 4 injectors with these, and then I'll send mine off to get fixed and then bring mine back on. So it's very important to make sure that every injector goes back, like injector number 1 is going back to cylinder number 1. Although they're not programmed to the ECU, but I don't know. I just want them to go back in the same order. Now, the tools that you're going to need are some brake cleaner, because wherever I sprayed the WD-40, I want that area clean. I don't want any WD-40 going in the cylinder. Also, where there's a bolt that holds the injector, you don't want any fluid in there, so you want to make sure that is clean, because you can't compress fluid. So I've got a compressor, I'm going to use it to clean all around the area and all where the holes are, where the bolts are. If you don't have one, you can use a straw, you can use I don't know, a piece of tissue and a stick or a screwdriver. Just make sure there's no fluid where you're going to screw. I'm going to use some copper grease to grease the injectors around these areas, so that when I come back to take them out again, they're not seized as much as they are normally are. You're going to need a 17mm spanner to crack the high pressure diesel going into the injector, and you're going to need a 13mm spanner to hold this here, because that one could go around and then it's going to get loose and you get a leak over here maybe. So this is the high pressure end of your injector. You have to be very careful, make sure your injector is not, your system is not high pressured when you do it, so you leave the car for a while and then pressure should go down. There's where your return flow goes, and there's where your electrics fit in. So you're going to need a pair of pliers to remove the pin. That's the pin. I've invested in a new pin in case I lose one. You might need new copper washers which fit on the end there. They just go there on the end of the nozzle. You're going to need a 10mm socket, 3/8. I tried 1/2 inch, it just wasn't like fitting properly, so you need the 3/8. You need an extension, you need a ratchet, you need a little pry bar or screwdriver to budge it off. You might need a magnet, just have your magnet ready. You need something to hit the injector with, maybe, depending on if it's going to be stuck or not. So I've got this 1/2 inch bar that I've used and damaged, so don't damage yours. I've damaged it on a previous job, so I just kept on using it for hammering things with. So what you're might need to do is hit the injector right there to twist it, but we'll see. The first one I didn't need to do that. You might need like a pick thing, just, I don't know, to fish things out. Pair of gloves, good pair of gloves, and I think that's it. That's everything that I needed to do the first injector, that I used to use the first injector. So I'm going to go now to the car. I'll switch off and set up and start again, and I'll show you what I did to get the injector off.